students of UConn. It's Leah and Aaliyah coming to you live from the STORE's campus.
I hope all of you are enjoying the last final moments on campus before we all head back home for winter break. While I know most of the students' schedules are jam-packed with studying for finals and finishing up final projects, here is the schedule for our fantastic men's and women's basketball team for the upcoming week.
Saturday, December 7th, the women's play Louisville at Gamble, and then Sunday, December 8th, the men's team plays Texas at Texas.
While this week is full of basketball and finals, another thing that needs to be addressed about the STORE's campus is the weather.
As finals are approaching, so is the cold winter ahead of us. As we know, Connecticut is in New England, which is known for their extremely cold winters.
Based on previous years, Connecticut winters reach a low of 20 degrees Fahrenheit and a high of only 37 degrees Fahrenheit. While this may not seem too bad for winter, it is extremely dangerous to the students of UConn since they are walking around campus to and from class in these temperatures.
Connecticut is cold because it's located in the northeastern part of the United States.
The northeastern part of the United States is further from the equator, and because of the tilt of Earth's axis, in the winter we receive less solar radiation.
The state experiences continental climate with large temperature fluctuations between winter and summer, and while the ocean can moderate temperatures somewhat, its influence is less significant in winter, allowing the cold air to penetrate inland.
The average temperatures in Connecticut are near freezing, if not up to 20 degrees below freezing. This is what we like to call extreme cold temperatures. Extreme cold is generally considered to be below freezing or at least 10 degrees colder than usual.
The Northeast experiences very cold temperatures primarily because of its geographical location.
Extreme cold temperatures can affect the body by causing hypothermia, where the body loses heat faster than it can produce it, leading to symptoms like shivering, confusion, slurred speech, loss of coordination, and in severe cases, unconsciousness and death. While some of these symptoms are highly unlikely for students to get, it is always better to be safe rather than sorry.
Now, let's go interview some students around campus to see how they stay warm on the daily.
I'm here with Ansh Shah to ask him about the weather on the UConn campus. So, Ansh, how do you feel about the weather on the UConn campus on the daily?
It's pretty windy and it's cold a lot. I don't really like it. I like when it snows because it's pretty cool.
Okay, so what do you wear or do to keep yourself warm throughout the day, especially when you're walking on campus?
Normally, I'll wear some sweatpants and then a t-shirt and then a sweatshirt and then my jacket. And then sometimes I wear my Uggs. They keep my feet warm. But then if it snows, they get wet. My feet are cold. Then I'll put my sneakers on.
Do you feel like you're well prepared for the cold on campus? Or do you feel like it caught you off guard?
I'm not prepared at all. I'm so caught off guard.
I'm here with Dan. I'm going to ask him about the weather at UConn. So, Dan, how do you feel about the weather on the UConn campus?
Right now it's very, very beautiful. Looks like a white Christmas outside. It's getting the people going. Everyone's outside enjoying the day.
Do you
Good day
think it's
here.
cold on campus?
No,
You don't think it's cold?
no.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, Dan. Windy?
Yeah, very windy.
Very windy?
Yeah, UConn
Okay.
is known as a wind tunnel. So
It is a wind tunnel. What do you do to keep yourself protected from the wind outside?
cuddle up in my bed.
Well, that works. Well, I meant when you're walking out
Oh,
on
when I'm walking out.
campus.
Oh, on campus. Oh, so throw a coat on. Just you gotta embrace the weather. You can't be afraid of it.
hmm
Just gotta enjoy it.
Thank you, Dan. Hi, I'm here with Stella, and I'm here to ask her about the weather at UConn. Stella, how do you feel about the weather at UConn on the daily?
I feel the weather is pretty chill. I mean, it just snowed, but usually there's very little rain, usually sunny. It's been getting very cold though.
Do you think it's windy on campus?
Very windy, yes.
Is it enjoyable?
No, I hate the wind, and it's freezing, so it doesn't make it any better.
How do you stay warm on campus?
Usually when I'm walking around, I layer up. I have my jacket, put my hands in my pocket, and then I have my big headphones to cover my ears.
Okay, what are your guys' names?
Oh, I'm Daniel Jia, a sophomore here at UConn.
I am Ryan Baker, a freshman here at UConn.
You guys think it's cold on campus?
Yes,
It's freezing.
it's brick. It's a wind tunnel. Well, in general, it's just very windy, and it definitely increases, obviously feels much colder than it actually is, which is really unfortunate.
How do you guys protect yourself from the cold?
A shiesty, like a windbreaker, big jacket, gloves. I scooter a lot, so the shiesty and gloves.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just layer up.
Okay.
Sweatshirt, long sleeve,
Keep
maybe
the hood
another
on.
shirt. Always have a hoodie on.
Long
Block
pants.
out the winds, of course, and gloves.
After those wonderful interviews that explain how students on campus feel about the cold, let's investigate different parts of the infrastructure on the UConn campus and how it affects the cold temperatures.
Oh my God, Leah, look at all of these bare pipes. Is this a bad thing to have on campus?
Yeah, so normally in the winter, as the temperatures drop, it's not a good idea to have exposed pipes because when it gets super cold, they could explode. And obviously, having exploding pipes in dorms is not an ideal thing. And obviously, there's all these down in the corner and all the way across, and all the way across up here. And this
Oh,
is
wow.
And this is in every single stairwell like this. If you come down here, you can see even more right here. So they never stop and they're everywhere in the stairwells. Next, we have Rileigh explaining how we can protect the pipes during the wintertime.
So, to protect these exposed pipes, we can put insulation around each of the pipes. This will trap the heat within the pipes, protecting it from the cold. Also, to protect the pipes from even being exposed to the cold air is to make sure that there's no drafts in the room. So, we could keep these doors closed. Another huge thing UConn does to keep the warm air inside their dorms is use double pane windows. So, Alexa, can you tell me how do these double pane windows work?
So they create a layer of insulation between the indoor and the outdoor air with 2 panes of glass separated by a certain type of gas like argon or krypton, which slows down the transfer of heat from warm air inside to the cold air outside. So even if the window feels kind of cold to the touch, it doesn't really project that cold into the room. One thing that makes the weather feel so much worse is the wind.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
The reason is because the wind blows across our bodies and it takes the heat we naturally emit and blows it away from our bodies. The faster the wind speed is, the faster our body's heat is taken away and the colder it feels. Rileigh is here to tell us about how the many ways at UConn that you can avoid the wind.
So one of these things is the bus. There are multiple different routes, and they bring students from their residence halls to the other buildings around campus, could be their classes or anywhere they need to go. This helps them avoid the extreme cold weathers outside. Guys, breaking news. That is the bus that will take kids to their classes so they don't have to deal with the cold weather. Now, we're going to dive deeper into the potential dangers of the effects of the cold weather.
Okay, even though it's cold, sometimes I like going for a walk because as long as I'm bundled up, it's pretty fun.
Oh my God, Leah! Are you okay?
Due to the extreme cold temperatures, the water in the snow eventually turns to ice. And as you're walking, this can be very dangerous because then you can slip, like I did, and it can cause many injuries. One way to minimize the risk of having ice on the sidewalks is to either put salt down or make sure that they are fully shoveled when it snows because then the snow won't freeze over and turn into ice. I hope you all enjoyed listening to UConn Newscast.
We hope you learn more about the weather and how to stay warm on campus.
And we all hope you enjoyed the snowstorm that we experienced earlier this week. Also, as you can see in the previous snowstorm, the sidewalks were not shoveled, so this causes an abundance of ice.